Welcome to Yoga with Mountain Life Fitness. It's good to see you all here in your gym today. This is going to be a 30-minute class, and we'll be doing, it's more of an invigorating class, and it's not like super invigorating, just a little more stimulating than the relaxing yoga class that we did last, which should be archived, so you should be able to go back and find that also. So these classes are designed so that you can do one or two and just kind of build off of them. So this class will mostly be standing, battling the elements a little. We're going to start with just some breathing, and we're going to focus on, most of our postures are going to be held for about 5 breaths. So we'll start with just breathing 5 breaths. So start with your feet into your body in Tadasana, feet directly under your hips, palms slightly forward. And just take a moment to center yourself. Set an intention for your class if that's something that you want to do today. I've been focusing this time period right now, focusing on acceptance. So accepting scenarios for what they are and working within them. So we're going to work within this beautiful outdoor gym today and accepting that this is just where we are. So start with your eyes closed. Exhale all of the breath out of your body. And when you're ready to inhale, sweep your arms wide. Nice and slow, wiggle your fingers as you go. Start to invigorate your hands. Palms touch at the top. Exhale, nice and slow, hands down through your heart. And we're just going to do that for about 5 breaths. See if you can start to slow your breath pace down. Maybe start to gaze up towards the sky as you inhale. And let your gaze come forward as your hands pass on the exhales. A couple things to think about here. Ground down through long straight legs and just rotate your thighs in towards each other. And shift your weight just a little bit back into your heels. You might even want to raise up your toes and try to set them down one at a time. And continue the breath that you're on. And do one more nice, big, long, slow breath. When you've completed, bring your hands to your heart and just take a moment to feel the energy starting to flow through your body. Take a big breath in. Inhale your arms up high. This time we're just going to do some forward folds. Exhale your arms wide. Fold forward over your legs. Hands come to your shins. Inhale for a partial lift. Exhale, forward fold. Sweep your arms wide. Inhale all the way up. This time on the exhalation, we'll just do a big back bend. Bring your arms out to like cactus arms or stadium goalposts. Inhaling back up through center. As you exhale, swan dive forward. And this time, bend your knees a whole bunch. Come down into a squat. Tuck your chin tight and curl up into a tight little ball. So you can wrap your arms around your legs, maybe tuck your chin to your chest. Maybe your forehead can touch your knees. And just take a breath or two here, feeling the breath expand your back in every direction with your ribs. And when you're ready to come up, start to release into a forward fold. Heels come to the floor. And just sway side to side a little. Bend your knees one at a time. Shake your head yes, shake your head no, and then let it go. Bend your knees a lot. Tuck your tail, roll up one vertebra at a time so your head will be the very last thing that comes up on top of a straight spine. And shrug your shoulders. Up, back, and down. Neck roll in both directions. Take a big breath in, sweep your arms wide, and as you exhale, bring your legs wide into a wide stance. So you want basically your feet to be under your hands. So like if you dropped something out of your hands, it might land on your feet. And then just shift your weight a little bit from side to side, reaching with your arms. And coming back to the center, bring your arms back behind your back, clasp your hands, shrug your shoulders back and down, and then start to squeeze your palms and elbows towards each other. Inhale to straighten your spine, and as you exhale, hinge forward. Try to keep your spine straight as you go. Bend your knees a little if that helps. And then release your neck, hang forward, bring your arms back and up. We'll stay here in this forward fold for a couple breaths. You can shift your weight from side to side. You can maybe hang forward even more and bring your hands up over your head. We'll be here for about 3 more breaths. Nice, slow, big, deep breaths. Keep reaching back with your hands, compressing in your shoulder blades. When your next inhalation comes, pull yourself all the way back up using your arms. Release your arms, shrug your shoulders. We'll find warrior two to the right. So bring your arms out wide. Rotate your right toes towards the short edge of your mat and hinge forward into warrior two. We'll be here for 5 breaths or more. So think about your foundation while you're here. You want to ground down equally with both feet. Ground down through the pinky toe edge of your left foot. And try to stack your right knee directly over your right heel. You can gaze gently forward over your right middle fingers. Try to relax your butt muscles here and turn on your core for balance. You might even want to try closing your eyes for a moment and see what that feels like. And then begin to bend and straighten your front leg a couple times, and we're going to settle back into warrior two with a little bit of movement and breath. So as you inhale, stretch your arms wide, and as you exhale, just bring your left palm forward, touch your hands. The inhalation is like drawing a bow. You make a fist, pull the bowstring back, stretch it all the way. Exhale, bring your palms together to touch. Continue like this. You can even let your gaze start to follow your hand as you draw the bow. Exhale, fingers wide, palms touch, and start to feel the twist in your spine and the opening of your hips. Finish the breath you're on and complete one more. And from here, bend and straighten your leg once or twice just to release the tension you built. And then start to shift your weight forward towards the, over the right leg. Keep your spine long and straight, and then shrug your left shoulder back so that you find yourself in one long straight line, and then just tick-tock your arms. So left arm up, right arm down. Notice if your left hip is inching forward and pull it back. You don't have to bring your hand all the way to the ground. You don't want to let your spine curve. You want to just keep a really long straight spine. So maybe even sink your hips lower to get a deeper hinge. You can bring your gaze up towards the sky. Maybe tuck your chin towards your left shoulder. And keep pulling back with your left shoulder and up with your left fingers as you reach down with your right. When your next inhalation comes, pull yourself back up through warrior two. Straighten your front leg. That should feel pretty good. Re-engage your core, squaring yourself towards the long edge of your mat, and then just reach again over that leg. So again, you want to just reach with a straight spine. You don't want to curve too much. Straighten out so that you can be pressed between 2 panes of glass, and then tick-tock your arms to 6 and 12 o'clock. So as we breathe here, you might find that you can start to hinge a little deeper. If you need support, you can place your hand on your leg. Just don't press on your knee, but on your thigh or your calf or shin. And then maybe start to rotate your heart higher towards the sky. Hug your belly button in towards the midsection and maybe hinge a little deeper. When your next inhalation comes, pull yourself back up to standing. Exhale into warrior two. Nice slow reverse with your right arm coming up and over on your inhalation. Exhale, warrior two. And let's do that again. Nice and slow. Straighten your front leg. Rotate all of your toes towards the front of your mat. And just take one round of breath in an easy forward fold release. Sweeping your arms wide. Inhale all the way back. And then we'll do the other side. So rotate left toes towards the short edge of your mat and sink into warrior two. Virabhadrasana 2. Again, think about your foundation. Push the floor away with both feet. Sink in so that your knee is stacked over your heel. Notice if your right shoulder is pulling forward, draw it back in line. And let your gaze come over your left middle fingers. Keep breathing nice and deep into your belly, but hug everything sort of in towards the midsection so you can sink lower and release your butt muscles. Rotate left palm to the sky on an inhalation and a nice slow reverse warrior. Exhale into warrior two. Bend and straighten your front leg a couple times. And then sink back in. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, reach forward, sink your hips down more, and then tick-tock your arms. Try to rotate your heart towards the sky a little bit. Keep pulling your right hip a little bit back and push your left knee towards the back as well. Maybe bring your gaze up towards the sky. Really feel everything hugging in towards the midsection to keep you strong so that maybe you don't even need to use your arm on your leg. When your next inhalation comes, pull yourself back up through warrior two. Straighten your front leg. Bend it and straighten a couple times. Keep it straight this time. Hinge forward. Rotate your right hip back towards the wall behind you. Stretch as far as you can with a straight spine and then tick-tock your arms to 6 and 12 o'clock. You can gaze up towards the ceiling. If that doesn't work for your neck, you can also gaze towards the floor. But keep rotating your heart a little more towards the front. Keep breathing, pushing back with your right hip. And on your next inhalation, pull yourself back up and exhale, warrior two. And then two nice slow rounds for the reverse warrior on inhalation. Exhaling into warrior two. One more time like that, nice and slow. Straighten your front leg. Rotate all of your toes towards the long edge of your mat. Bring your hands back and clasp behind your sacrum, and again, we'll hinge forward nice and slow with a straight spine. This time, pause halfway down. Notice if your weight is back in your heels, shift it forward. Hug your shoulders next to each other, and then hinge forward again with a nice straight spine. Start to pull your hands away from your sacrum, reach them up towards the sky. Re-engage your legs, shift your weight into the balls of your feet, and hinge forward again. From here, you can move around a little bit in your forward fold if you like by bending and straightening your legs one at a time. Maybe let the crown of your head sink farther towards the ground. Gaze up through your legs at the wall or the sky behind you. And use your hands to pull yourself all the way back up to standing. Exhale, release your arms, shrug your shoulders. Inhale your arms up wide. Palms touch at the top. And then just step your right foot back to meet your left. Take a quarter turn, rotate towards the long edge, or rotate towards your mat. Take a big breath in. Exhale, swan dive forward. Bring your hands to your shins. Inhale to come halfway up as I fix my mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands to shins, come halfway up. And exhale, forward fold. From here, bring your hands to the mat, and you're just gonna walk your hands forward to find down dog. So walk your hands pretty far forward, separate your fingers wide, and then shift your knees down towards the mat so that they almost touch. From here, push your weight back, heels over hips. Hips over heels, and see what that does to your shoulders. Let your head relax, keep it there, and then raise your legs. Inhale to raise your heels up. Exhale, heels down. Shift your weight into your left foot and inhale your right leg high to the sky. Bend your knee, open up your hips to the side. Inhale, leg up. Exhale your foot to the ground and step forward into a lunge. So do whatever you need to do to get your feet, the foot in between your hands, and then sweep your arms forward and up. From here, you can always lower your back knee to the ground if you need more support. If your knee is raised, push back through your heel. Sweep your arms up and start to stretch back into a back bend. Keep your front knee stacked over your front foot. Let your gaze come up and back. Tuck your left hip forward, sink down. Inhale, back up through center. Exhale your hands down to the mat. When you get there, step your foot back to plank. Inhale your hips up and back to down dog. And then we'll do the other side. Weight comes into right foot. Left leg comes high to the sky. Bend your knee, open up your hips. As you inhale, sweep your foot up. Exhale, step your foot through into the lunge. Bring your arms forward and up. Crescent lunge. Sink down. Option to lower your back heel or push back through your back heel. Right hip tucks forward and in. Start to sweep your arms up and back. Feel the big back bend, raising your heart towards the sky. Sink a little lower. Gaze up and back. Inhale your arms up high. Exhale, bring your hands forward to the front of your mat. Step your back foot forward, hang forward in a forward fold, and sway from side to side. Bend your knees, tuck your chin, roll up one vertebra at a time. And then we're just gonna work through that same thing, moving with our breath, but just through the same motions. So inhale your arms up high. As you exhale, swan dive forward, bring your hands to the mat. Step or hop your feet back to plank. And then inhale your hips up and back to down dog. Weight comes into left foot. Inhale, right leg high, bend your knee, open up your hips. Stay through the exhalation. Inhale your hand, foot up high. Exhale, step through into the lunge. Inhale your arms forward and up, sink down. As you exhale, just start reaching back into a back bend. You can bring your arms to cactus this time. Keep reaching your heart up, sink lower, scissor your thighs together. It's for one more breath cycle. And then inhale your arms up to the sky. Exhale your hands to the mat. Step your foot back to plank. Inhale your hips up and back to down dog. Shift your weight into your right foot as you exhale. As you inhale, bring your leg back up. Exhale, stepping through into the lunge. Inhale your arms forward and up, crescent lunge. Sink down as you exhale and start to stretch into the back bend. Bring your arms to T. Sink in a little lower, squeeze your thighs together, raise your heart up, compress your shoulder blades behind you. Inhale, arms back up to center. As you exhale, bring your hands down to the mat. Step your foot back to plank. We're going to hang out in plank for a couple breaths. So if you are like me and you have sensitive wrists, just go onto your fist and point your thumbs forward. Push back through your heels. Squeeze your thighs in towards each other. Keep your elbows tucked in close and slowly lower down one solid plank all the way down. Uncurl your toes. Bhujangasana as you inhale. Peel your face and chest up. So you want to press down with the tops of your feet so that your kneecaps raise. Hug your elbows in close and squeeze. So if your hands hover, it only is happening because you are squeezing your elbows so close to each other behind you that your arms and your heart raise up higher. Start to roll forward, hands come to the floor, curl your toes under. Inhale to the top of a push-up. Exhale, down dog. Take a couple breaths in down dog. Gaze comes forward. Step your right foot forward in between your legs. In between your hands. Inhale your arms forward and up. And this time we're going to do a little side bend. So again, you can lower your back knee if you like for a little more balance. But start to squeeze your thighs in towards each other. Bring your hands together, interlace, release your pointer fingers. And then you're just going to arch up and over and hinge at your waist to the right. So this is a balance challenge too. You want to make sure that your left shoulder is not coming forward. Inch it back. Maybe even open your heart up towards the sky a little. Keep your shoulders out of your ears. But maybe start to pull back with your elbows. Get your biceps by your ears. See if you can stretch a little farther. Really feel the side stretch along your left side and push your left hip forward and down. With your next inhalation, come back up through center. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step your foot back to plank. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, lower down, uncurl your toes. Bhujangasana, inhale, peel your face and chest up. Exhale, roll forward, curl your toes under. Inhale to the top of a push-up. And exhale, down dog. Weight comes into your right foot. Inhale your left leg high to the sky. Exhale, step your foot forward into the lunge. Inhale your arms forward and up. Interlace your fingers, sink down as you exhale. Release your pointer fingers. And squeeze your thighs in towards each other and start to inhale up and over to the left. So as you work here, you want to keep sinking down low, squeezing your thighs in so you feel like you're rotating your right hip forward and in. Get your shoulders away from your ears. See if you can hinge a little bit more. Sink a little lower. Push back with your right heel as you tuck your right hip forward. Keep breathing. Maybe pull your right shoulder back a little. You can gaze up towards the sky if you want more of a balance challenge, up towards your right elbow. Stay for one more full breath cycle. See if you can relax something that you don't need to be holding on to. Inhale, back up through center. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step your foot back to plank. We're going to hang out in plank again for a few breaths. Push back through your heels. Rotate your thighs in and hug your muscles in towards the bone. Let your hips sink down a little bit. Pull up with your belly button like you're trying to touch your belly button to your spine. Keep breathing. Keep pushing back with your heels. Try to stretch your heart forward through the arm space. And then lower your knees, uncurl your toes, hips to heels, forehead to the mat, child's pose. When you're in child's pose, if your forehead doesn't reach the mat, that's okay. You can always take your hands into fists, place them on top of each other, and bring your forehead to your hands. Otherwise, stretch your arms really far forward, sway your hips a little from side to side, and let your head rock back and forth on the mat. Two more breaths here. Feel your body expanding in your lower belly area, pressing into your thighs and making your back expand. Slowly rise up through tabletop. Step your feet back to plank. Inhale your hips up and back to down dog. And then walk your hands back towards your feet. Find a forward fold at the back of your mat. Sway a little from side to side. Start to sweep your arms wide with a flat back. Inhale all the way back up through center. Exhale your hands to your heart. From here you can, we'll do a couple balance poses. So look forward, either face whatever direction you like, but find something to focus on that's about eye level or higher. And we're gonna do a little bit of balancing with movement and then balancing in stillness. Inhale your arms up high, keep your palms together. As you exhale, bring your knee up towards you, and then clasp your hands around your knee. Pull it in close, keep grounding down through your standing leg. See if you can hug your knee really high up close to your belly. And here's where we'll begin some movement. So before we do, rotate your ankle a few times. It's just gonna be simple movement with breath. As you inhale, you open your leg out wide like you're opening a book. And as you exhale, back up to center, squeeze in your leg. We'll do that a couple times. Inhaling to the side, you can flex your toes. Exhaling forward, squeeze it in. Inhale, open up to the side. Exhale forward, squeeze it in. One more time like that. Squeeze it in. Release on an exhale and just pause with your hands by your side in Tadasana, mountain pose. And then we'll start on the other side. Ground down through your right leg. Refocus your gaze on your drishti. Inhale your knee up and just squeeze it in for a breath or two. Maybe rotate your ankle a few times. Notice if your hip is popping up and bring it back down. Squeeze it up and tighten towards your belly. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, open up your leg to the side. Stay for an inhale here, and then we'll begin. Exhale in, squeeze it up. Inhale, opening up to the side. Inhaling, or just keep breathing and moving with your breath. Exhaling towards the center. Inhaling to open. One more time like that. The next time you come back to the center, squeeze it in one more time and then lower your foot to the ground. Pause with your eyes closed in Tadasana, mountain pose, and just feel stillness. We're going to do the same thing again with options. You can work the way that we just did with your knee bent, or if you'd like to make it a little bit more of a challenge, like battling with the wind, you can start to work with straightening your leg. So I'll talk you through that, but if you'd like to stay in the foundation series, that's fine too. Ground down through your left foot. Find your drishti. Inhale your knee up towards the center. And then if you'd like to begin with a straighter leg, or work with a straighter leg, bring your hands to clasp around your pinky toe edge. As you inhale, open up your leg wide, kick out. As you inhale, bend your knee, come in towards the center. We'll do this 3 times, inhaling to open wide. Exhale, bend your knee, and then come back to center. One more time like that. Inhaling out. Exhaling in through center. Release, but squeeze in your leg. Exhale it down to the floor. Shrug your shoulders, give yourself a neck roll. Maybe sway a little from side to side before we work on the other side. And then we begin. Ground down through your leg as you exhale. Inhale your knee up towards you. Stay for the exhalation to get into position. And then begin. Inhale, open up towards the side, straighten your leg. Exhale, bend your knee, come back into center. 3 times like that, working nice and slow. Re-engage your standing leg, pull up through the muscles above your kneecap. Come back into the center, squeeze your leg, exhale your foot to the floor. Separate your feet a little wider. We'll just do a back bend and then a forward fold. So inhale your arms up high. Cactus your arms as you exhale, back bend. Raise your heart towards the sky. Inhale your hands towards the sky. Exhale, swan dive forward. Hands to shins, inhale partially up. Exhale, forward fold. And hang out in your forward fold for 2 breaths. Any movement you like, you can just dangle your head. You can sway from side to side. You can pop up into a headstand if you want. Slowly start to come towards the center. Tuck your tail, bend your knees, roll up 1 vertebra at a time. Come all the way up to standing. Shrug your shoulders. From here, keep your feet where they are. Raise your arms up on an inhale, and we're going to try to just pick up all of your toes and rotate towards the right. So when you get there, you want, if hands are interlaced, fingers, you want to bring your left hip forward with you and ground down through both feet, like your feet are on skis. Everything is heading straight forward and back. Take a big breath in, and as you exhale, we'll start to hinge forward. Tuck your chin, roll forward. Bring your hands, you can keep your hands together, or you can bring your hands to your shins or hands to the mat. But you're going to keep squeezing your left hip forward. Squeeze your thighs together and try to get your forehead to touch your nose, or your forehead to touch your knee. Forehead to touch your nose would be weird. You can place your hands on the ground for a little extra support. 2 more breaths here. And we're going to try to come up with a straight spine. So point forward through your fingertips and raise your hands to pull your body up. Pick up your toes, pivot towards the left. Pick up your toes, pivot towards the left again. So again, it's like your feet are on skis and everything is pointing straight forward and back. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, hinge forward. Tuck your chin, start to curve your spine, and try to get your forehead towards your knee. Again, you can press your hands into the mat for balance. Hands can come to shins, or your arms can stay by ears. Keep pushing your right hip forward and in. Try to get your nose closer to your knee for the next 2 breaths. Start to come up, leading with your thumbs. Reach your hands away from you. Pull all the way up to standing. Pick up your toes, pivot to the right. Step your feet together and exhale your hands down to your heart. Take 2 breaths here, maybe close your eyes. Release your hands. Shrug your shoulders up, back, and down. Step your feet a little bit wider than your hips. And we'll just squat down into a deep squat. We're going to try to keep our shoulders stacked over our hips. So your toes can point slightly out. You want your knees to track out over your toes. Inhale your arms up high, palms touch. Squat straight down as you exhale and try to go all the way down with your heels still on the ground. So get down as low as you can. Sway a little bit from side to side to start to loosen up your hips. And then bring your elbows to the inside of your hips. We're going to engage our legs and arms. So press your knees into your elbows, press your elbows into your knees. And then notice if you're hinging forward, try to stretch your back towards the wall behind you. Keep pressing your elbows and your knees into each other really firmly. So we're going to create a lot of tension here so that when we release, there's a bigger release. Keep grounding down. Try to rotate, or try to ground down through your pinky toe edge of your feet so that you're not rolling forward on your ankles and keeping your ankles and your knees safe by the engagement. Catch your heart a little bit closer to your thumbs. Notice if your shoulders are all up in your ears and pull them back down. Keep pressing your arms and legs into each other for 1 more big slow breath. Make it the slowest breath so far. And then release, relax a little bit. Feel the tension drain. And then we're gonna let the blood flow come back in. So tuck your head, roll it forward, bring your hands to the ground and start to stand up with your hips. Heels go back, hips go up, and then just hang in your forward fold. Sway a little from side to side. Rotate over your right leg and pull your torso towards your thigh. And then do the same on the other side. Come back towards the center. Sweep your arms wide. Come up with a nice flat back. Inhaling your arms all the way up, palms touch. As you exhale, step your feet together. Hands come to heart. Inhale your arms, sweep wide. We'll do 1 more back bend as you exhale, cactus your arms. Heart goes high, hips go forward. Inhaling, back up through center. Close your eyes as your hands come to your heart. And pause for 3 breaths in stillness. Focus on accepting the way that your body feels. Accepting the place where your body is and how you are in it. And feeling gratitude for your body, for yourself. That you do have a body that can do yoga. And you have a space where you can do yoga and a space where we can all connect, even if it's not together in the same room. We can accept this new reality and find joy and comfort in it being together. Thank you for sharing your yoga practice with me today. Namaste.